5 Principles of Business by the great Caliph Omar ibn al-Khattab. The great Caliph Omar ibn al-Khattab learned directly from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Before prophethood, the Prophet was engaged in business with Khadijah under a mudaraba contract. A mudaraba contract involves a capital provider, Rab al-Mal, and a working partner, Madar. In this case, Khadijah was the capital provider, and the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the one conducting the trade. He traveled on trade expeditions across different regions to conduct business. Scholars note that during this period, the Prophet, peace be upon him, possessed wealth, not excessive wealth, but enough to sustain himself with dignity. Omar ibn al-Khattab would have learned extensively from the Prophet, as well as from wealthy companions such as Abdurrahman ibn Awf and others. Principle 1. Stick with what you are good. At Omar ibn al-Khattab said, "Whoever tries to trade in something and fails at it 3 times, then let him or her do something else." This principle is reflected in a hadith, in which a man came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, and complained that his goods were not selling and that his business was stagnant. The Prophet asked him whether he had ever experienced success in business. The man replied that he had been successful in venture capital. The Prophet, peace be upon him, then said, "Whoever has success in something, let him or her stick with it." The lesson is clear. Past success often indicates a natural aptitude or skill that should be pursued and refined rather than abandoned. Principle 2. Learn a profession. Omar advised, "Learn a profession, for soon you will come to need a profession." In today's rapidly evolving world marked by technological advancement, artificial intelligence, and even the emergence of quantum computing, this advice is more relevant than ever. Developing adaptable, valuable skills safeguards one's future and ensures continued relevance as automation and robotics reshape the workforce. A strong profession enables meaningful contribution to society and protects long-term stability. Principle 3. Strive for independence. Omar said, "O poor people, lift up your heads and engage in trade, for the way is clear and do not be dependent on people." Independence is repeatedly emphasized in the Sunnah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever refrains from asking from people, Allah will make him content. Whoever seeks to be independent, Allah will make him self-sufficient." Financial independence fosters confidence, self-esteem, and dignity. Even individuals who begin in disadvantaged socioeconomic circumstances can rise through effort, initiative, and entrepreneurship. Principle 4. Acquire skills early. Omar emphasized that when evaluating a young person, the first question to ask should be, do they have a skill? Skill acquisition, especially during one's 20s, is essential for long-term independence and success. A well-known hadith illustrates this principle. A man from the tribe of Asad came to the Prophet, peace be upon him, begging. The Prophet discouraged begging and asked the man to bring everything he owned. He brought a wooden bowl and a piece of cloth. The Prophet auctioned these items among the people, accepted the highest bid, and gave the man capital. He instructed him to buy an axe, assembled it for him, and taught him how to work. Later, the man returned having stabilized his financial situation. The lesson is that practical skills, combined with initiative and guidance, enable individuals to stand independently and with dignity. Principle 5. Business is a noble pursuit. It is reported that Omar said, "There is no situation in which I would prefer to die after fighting in the cause of Allah than trading while on my camels." Although scholars differ on whether this statement is attributed to Omar ibn Omar or Abdurrahman ibn Awf, it is reliably reported from the companions, and is supported by Quranic principles, including verses that speak of seeking Allah's bounty. Ibn Ashur, a renowned Quranic commentator, notes that many companions regarded business as a spiritual activity, mentioned alongside the most spiritually significant acts in the Quran. The lesson is that commerce, when conducted ethically and conscientiously, is an integral part of faith and worship.